Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday, August 24th, 2021. Looks like a pretty bullish morning, so let's get after it here, right? Start things off with the SPY. So SPY giving us a really nice three green soldiers pattern here, right? After a bounce off of this 50 EMA, right? So that's why it's here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bounce points now here, right? With that continuation pattern. So we've seen it before, right? Off of this area. We've had that kind of pseudo three green soldiers, right? And then it runs. Well, now we're getting that here today, right? I love this because on that starting candle, right? Bullish engulfing on volume, right? And then we're getting some pretty nice kind of days up and over. So we can kind of get over that 448.30, right? 448 area, right? Then you have that room towards that, 449, right? Maybe expect some resistance at 448.50, but that maybe could be a little bit nominal. I think this thing just looks pretty strong. There's no significant news in the way today, or any Fed speaks until Friday. So I think this has a pretty nice path forward if that volume can continue to be there. Right. Yesterday into the close, you got a little bit of a baby rejection, right? But you can almost look at this as a bit like a bull flag. So if we can get that rip up and over, right, we have that second bull flag. So here, right, on the daily time frame, right, we have the three green soldiers, and then we look on the intraday, right, 30 min, 1 hour, right, it kind of starts to look like a bit like a bull flag, and you can see that continuation move. So I like breakouts over that 448.30 area and see if we kind of get those continuation plays, right? QQQ is giving us a really similar type setup, right? Bullish engulfing on volume on the starting candle, bounce off trend line slash, right, moving average, right, the EMA. So now if we can get up and over, say, that 374 area, right, then this thing can really start running again, right? Exact same concept, maybe a little bit more relative strength into yesterday's close, where you didn't get that kind of like bull flag pattern, but I still think this thing looks really, really strong right off the opening bell, and it will be interesting to see if we kind of can get that follow through here, right? Going to want to see that volume stepping in. So that can look like a lot of different things, right? If for us to get that confirmation. So we'll see how that comes together, right? Apple giving us another nice three green soldiers pattern as well, right? It's not a wedge breakdown, right? It's a bouncing off of this trend line, right? Nice three green soldiers. Maybe not the sharpest looking play here today, right? Because we still need to get over that 151.70 area, and I don't really like how the volume has dropped a little bit off of a cliff here. So I'm happy to more just watch this for now. Maybe if we get a blueprint set up or we get some sort of other type name, this could be interesting, but I think there's stronger looking plays than Apple here today. Right? This Tesla looks like a really strong one. We've been talking about, we previously tried to trade this 727 breakout. And we got head faked and rejected. So now we're looking for a move kind of up and over that 730 zone, right? Go towards that 755, right? Really good bounce off trend line, right? Consolidation on, right, EMA. Now you're getting a strong volume, bullish engulfing. So you get breakouts up and over, right? You have a chance to get over that 730. I think in a perfect world, you probably don't want this breaking today. Like, give us a close tomorrow around that, close today around that 725 area. And then you get that breakout, early morning tomorrow, where you can expect to get some follow through. All right, Microsoft might be my favorite setup of the day here. I love the way that this is coming together. Right, incredible bullish engulfing candle. Right, huge engulfing on volume. Right, so clear DTR bullish engulfing to start things off. Right, follow that up with a second candle on mega volume, and then yesterday, right, inside bar. Right, on, again, still really strong volume. So if we look at these volume profile, right, from Thursday, Friday, Monday, right, so last week, Thursday, Friday, yesterday, Monday, right, all these volume bars are greater than any of these sort of selling bars. So for me, it kind of tells me that buyers are fully in control here, and I'd like to see them, kind of keep that control right above that 306 area. So I think that has room towards that 310, maybe a little bit higher. And I love this way, way this thing looks, right? So I think there's a lot of potential here with this Microsoft, and it can kind of keep going. So let's see how that comes together, right, later today. So a few other plays here that look interesting to me, right? This something like this Amazon, for example, right? Looks like something that I'm quite interested in, right? We maybe have a trend line bounce here. That took a really long time to load. So we might have a trend line bounce here, right? Looking for a bounce towards the trend line, sorry, right? So we couldn't really get that failed breakdown under that 3168. Now since printed a hammer reversal, right? Failed breakdown. So tried to make a new lower low, but then still printed a hammer on decent volume. Yesterday followed that up with a relatively full body bullish day. I just think we're starting to look like this Amazon maybe has setting up as a potentially nice swing play towards that 3,400 area. I just think it has a little bit of potential, right? Like $100 up with relative comfort if we can get some volume to come in and the market looks strong, right? This thing has been hammered post earnings, and I think Amazon's still going to do pretty well, all things considered. So I like the look of this. Right? mRNA, we got a failed breakdown reversal, right? Plus ascending wedge pattern. So if we can get a break up and over that 420 area, right, this thing starts to move really fast. mRNA to the upside has huge levels, right? And so, or like, huge kind of spacing in between levels. So you want to size down on something like this here, because if it does move, you're going to get paid because it's going to move a lot. I love the increasing volume here. Love to see another like full body bullish day so we can get that 3 green soldiers, and then, opens the door up for continuation moves back towards that 500 area. But for today, right, I'm happy to play breakouts over that 420. Snap. Really good 3 green soldiers pattern, right, on this break, bounce off of 70, right, and bounce off of this trend line. We're looking to break this like $76 area for continuation moves towards that 77 zone. I think this looks strong, right? It's not, like, I wouldn't say this is the best of the 3 green soldiers patterns that we have, right? But if you get that, like a lot of strength in the market here, right? You get that little nice bounce. You can start to make the argument here that this starts to look like a bit of a bull flag, right? We can start to make that argument. So what I want to see is extra like kind of bullish momentum, right? To kind of get us up and over, the 79, right? Get us kind of back towards that $80 mark. And then we can kind of play those momentum follow-through moves just to rip up, right, on this kind of bull flag continuation. So I think we're setting up a potentially nice long-term pattern, right, after this consolidation. And I'd like to see just an extra little, like it's really good to see, like that extra little bullish pattern within that range, right? It gives you more confidence that what you're seeing looks accurate. So I think there's a lot of potential here for moves up and over towards that 77. And I think there's a lot of fun to be had there. So this GLD, right, Gold Trust, I love the look of this as a possible swing. Talked about this on Friday, right, for moves above that 168 area. Looking for those continuation plays, right? I might look to find an entry here today on a like 1 month out swing, right, and see if we can get that going towards like 172-ish. Probably looking at something like the 170 calls 1 month out, right? BA, really, really nice bounce off this trend line after a indecisive doji. So doji on trend line, right, failed breakdown under, right, nice, really, really nice actions. Then you get that gap up follow through on increasing volume. Kind of tells you that, hey, buyers have regained control. So what we want to see here now is moves kind of over that 221 give or take area, right? That's got room towards that 220, 250, right? Then goes towards that 220, 450. It kind of moves like $2 at a time above that. And so there's pretty good potential here, right? If we look at it in context, right, we're at the bottom of this wedge trend line, right? It's been holding there since kind of, early November, right? So it's been there for a long time, pushing up on 10 months, geez, right? And getting that bounce off that trend line. So you got room to reverse back towards average, right? Room to reverse back towards top trend line. And you're getting a, indecisive reversal plus, right, increasing volume engulfing candle. So I think BA looks really strong. You can get up and over that, 221, we'll call it this morning. All right. So Palantir actually reminds me a little bit of Tesla. If you guys see, kind of like, if you see here, right, kind of reminds me of this little box. See if I can mark that better for you guys. But Kind of reminds me of this box here, right? So I'd like to see if we can kind of get that momentum here, right? We keep holding this trend line. We keep holding this EMA. And I'd like to see moves up and over that $26 mark, right? That starts to look really interesting, and maybe could be the start for a interesting swing play, right? The other thing here is this possibly like you can call this a wedge now, right? I'd like to see maybe another point of contact here on this upper trend line and then a go, but before it breaks out. But I think this looks pretty strong if you can get those continuation moves to the upside, right? NVIDIA, wow, what a ripper, right, on this wedge breakout, right? So wedge breakout, huge volume, now 3 green soldiers, right? So moves above that 220.05 are going to absolutely fly, or at least have the potential to. I think this looks like my favorite. I mean, I don't know how many times I've said that now, but this looks like such a strong looking setup, and right, you get a wedge breakout, and then after the wedge breakout, you're still creating another bullish pattern, right? That's a borderline textbook type play. So I'd love to see if we can get those moves over that 220. That's what I'm looking for. What's going to be very much near the top of the watch list this morning. So let's see how this thing can come together. Right, Cisco, another one of those 3 green soldiers patterns. Right, looking for moves above that 58.80 area. Right, I think that's got some potential. You're at all-time highs here, so you get that rip up and over. Right, this looks like a potentially interesting momentum swing. As long as that volume continues to come in and support this move. Okay, Facebook, right? Sorry. Facebook here, right? Nice 3 green soldiers pattern. Maybe not the strongest one yesterday at the end of the day. And a little bit of a, kind of starting like the back's looking to break a little bit, right? But really nice bounce off of trend line, right? Bounce off of EMA. Now you're getting a period of consolidation here, right? You're kind of stuck between this, say, 350 and 367 zones, right? So a break up and over that 367 has a lot of room up towards that 370 area, right? Above 370 starts to move like $3-4 at a time, and this thing could fill towards that 377 easier than we think, right? I'd like to have seen maybe the volume just be a little bit stronger here, right? At least be above average. Maybe pretty good, but I think maybe that volume profile, not that it's bad or scary, but makes me think that I maybe want to go half size here, right? At least just half size by default as the starting point, and then depending on sort of what risk reward I can get, I might mix up that sort of that logic. But I just think this volume profile we can find stronger than this, right? Even though I think this is a really nice opportunity for a position. I think I maybe want to look at this as a starter play versus a let's go all in momentum. Right, Adobe, last one here, right? Getting really nice bounce off trend line, right? Still holding above this EMA, right? On really good, strong, bullish engulfing volume. So we're looking for continuation moves over that 660 area, right? That's kind of the zone we're looking for here. Right, if we can get up and over 660, I think this has got followed through towards 670, 670 plus. I love how kind of consolidating and kind of consistent this trend line has been. So if we can get that follow through, I think Adobe has a lot of strength. Maybe that'll come together better as a swing, right? Playing something like the 700 calls 1 month out, hold it for 3 to 4 days, and see if you're going to get a little bit of gap up and a bit of follow through. So we had a couple other setups, right, that like look okay, like I'm calling them B plus or up and comings, right? So if things go like red, for example, today, right, this docu bear flag, right, for a move under that 280 looks really interesting to me, right? Still continuing to kind of consolidate within the zone, relatively tight. So I'd like to see if this thing can break down under that 280, right? That would be a loss of EMA as well. So that'll be one to keep an eye on if things go red. Right, something like the Zoom, you got that inside bar breakout, you can get over that 344, you got room towards that 347 and then that 350 area. But I just think you maybe have stronger plays here than this. And then something like this DraftKings, right, maybe looks a bit like that Palantir, where you're getting kind of that same sort of wick heavy period of consolidation under a key level. So you can see if you can get that breakout up and over. Right, maybe this is starting to look a bit like a cup and handle here. Right, on this DraftKings, right? So if you can get that sort of pattern and then that breakout over that 54.80 area, right, that could be a really nice continuation play as well. But it's just not quite ready, right? CRM giving you, not an inside bar here today anymore, but it's still kind of going off of that continuation move, right? So here's that inside bar, right? Got that failed fake out kind of on that Friday, and then Monday, right? Finally got that strong volume kind of continuation. So this is going into earnings, right, in a couple days. So I'm just going to be patient on this, and I want to just keep an eye on this right into that period and then see how it reacts after that. So that's kind of what I'm looking at today. I think there's a lot of strong setups. What maybe is a little bit concerning is like in my scans, I saw very, very few bearish plays. And so sometimes when it looks so obviously green, right, it's you don't see bearish moves when they happen. So I want to just make sure I'm really aware of that bias, right, and I'm not closing my eyes, I guess, to the potential of downside action today. We're going to have to pick and choose, right, how that happens. And if we do get kind of bearish plays, we're probably going to look to play them in the core 5. But it's worth to sort of just keep an eye and just sort of make sure that you acknowledge that, today looks green, but I don't want to be like in love, assuming that it's going to be green before we've had a live trade, right, tick past that 9:30 hour. So I think it looks like a strong day. I think it looks like it's going to be a fun week, right? We don't have no real scary news until Powell speaks Friday at Jackson Hole. So I think it looks like a fun day. I think that's it for me, right? If you guys have any questions, right, please feel free to hit me up on Twitter or write a comment on this video. Please like and subscribe as well, right? That helps me share this content with more individuals. And then for those who want to trade these setups with me, right, come join my trade room, right? It's free for the remainder of August. So the link is in the description below, www.dtrtrading.com. Hey, Tony. Yeah, absolutely. So there's a couple plays that I absolutely love. I love this NVIDIA play. So if we can get this wedge breakout, right, continuation move, I think this looks great, right? So you get that wedge breakout and then that 3 green soldiers pattern on huge volume. I think that 220 area looks incredible. And then this Microsoft, I like this as well. So you have this trend line bounce, right? Really big breakout on strong volume, bullish engulfing, DTR bullish engulfing. And then you get that inside bar consolidation yesterday. So everything else was running, right? Microsoft was consolidating and still looking really strong. So it moves above that 306, right? Look like they can absolutely rip up. So I would say those are my 2 favorites for today. But if you want kind of like more of them, right, or you want to see everything, check out www.dtrtrading.com/the blueprint. There you're going to find a .docs document that has sort of my 15 top plays for today and the trading view link. So you can just click the link, right? It's going to look like, I'll show you here quickly. So it's going to look, all right, I can't show it very conveniently for whatever reason, but you'd be able to just click the link and you'll be able to set your levels there, however you like. And like I said, if you want to trade these setups with me and kind of, I'm going to talk people through like all these plays as they happen, right? Feel free to check out my room, and it's free for the rest of August. So hope to see you in there. Otherwise, have a really good day and best of luck. And if you have any questions, right, feel free to hit me up. Have a good day, guys. Happy hunting out there, and see you guys in the live trading room. Peace.